Now, Congressman Adam Schiff, a Democrat from California. He's also ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee. So, Congressman, I understand you were just briefed on this situation. Again, the reporting that we're getting is a U.S. official saying that it might have been an explosive device aboard that plane. What can you say after being briefed on this?
Well, it certainly is a possibility, but it's also possible that it was a structural or mechanical problem with the aircraft. We're not ready to confirm either conclusion. And we may not be able to do that until we have access to the black boxes, which will be the most telling. But it is possible. I was in the Sinai just a few months ago. The Islamic State now has a significant presence there. There has been a terrorist presence there for quite some time, but it has grown in numbers and sophistication. That has been mostly manifest in attacks on the Egyptian military. But those attacks now have become very large-scale and coordinated. And if the Islamic State in the Sinai is capable of that, they may very well be capable of smuggling an explosive on an aircraft. So we can't rule it out, but it's certainly premature to say that this is the cause. And at this point, I think we simply don't know enough to tell whether this was a terrorist act or whether this was a mechanical structural problem with the aircraft.
Congressman, though, if it is determined as this investigation plays out that ISIS was involved in this somehow, would that change our understanding of ISIS's capabilities? Would that change the way we're fighting ISIS?
I'm not sure that it would. I mean, this has been a fear of ours for quite some time. Predominantly we've been focused, frankly, on al-Qaeda's efforts to bring down aircraft. But I do think that it points up the need not only to harden the defenses at airports around the world, but, Steve, there's still a lot more work I believe that we should be doing at our airports here at home. We're not at all at the point I'd like to see us in terms of our preparedness, our security precautions. So this is an area that I think still remains a vulnerability for the United States and for other nations around the world.
Yeah, I'm curious, actually, on that point. You say do more at airports around the country. I mean, anybody who flies regularly knows we have often very long lines to go through security. You've got those body scanners. You take off your shoes. You take off your belt. What sort of measures are you talking about?
Well, it's not necessarily that we need different measures. It's just that we need to make sure the measures we have are effective, that, in fact, when you test those measures, that you pass the test. And I think we have a lot of work to make sure that those steps that we put in place are effective in deterring anyone or stopping anyone from bringing explosives or weapons on board. And all I can say is I think we have a lot more work to do.
All right, Adam Schiff, Congressman, Democrat from California, thank you for joining us. Appreciate that.
You bet.